All right, team. Good morning. Good morning, guys. There we go. Trying to make sure my headphones are working. All right, we should be good. Sorry, team. I'm trying to get these headphones set up, man. These headphones are acting weird. I'm probably just gonna use these. All right. All right, guys. So today it is Monday. We are back. What the heck is going on? Why is it sharing some weird other music? Huh. All right, there we go. Let me know if you can hear the music here, team. Hold on, let me get the music going. Tesla breaking down. The SPY's actually gapping up today. We were at 430s on the SPY. So the SPY looking good. Red day yesterday, though, or Friday. See what other new music we can come up with. Yeah, let me know if you can hear the music. You should be able to. Today we got the Empire Manufacturing Index. We got Charles Schwab earnings going live. It's actually a really busy week, man. We just got a lot of stuff going on this week. What's up, Stacy, Anthony, Roy, Mars, Philippe, Anon, Alyssa? It's the first time drinking my coffee this morning. All right, good. All right, yeah, you can see the first thing you look at this morning is Tesla breaking down. Tesla at 248, under 250. I'm not sure what's going down. I'm going to look up, see if I can figure out why. All right, we got Goldman Sachs earnings, Tesla earnings, Netflix earnings, Lockheed Martin earnings. We also have Jerome Powell speaking on Thursday. We just got a lot of stuff this week, which I always like. We got PCE data, I believe, inflation data dropping Friday. Let me see everything we have this week. We got a bunch of stuff, to be honest. What's up, Pawn? I'm muffled. It might be my mic. Let me make sure my mic is on and working. Hold on. Oh, my mic is. Okay, that should be much better. Let me know if that sounds better. Yeah, I'm not sure why not on, but we should be better now. But yeah, just to give you guys a breakdown. So today we don't really have. We got some Fed speakers. Nothing too crazy. Tomorrow we have retail sales, number one, which is good. It's going to be a pretty busy week all around today. So again, tomorrow we have retail sales, or this week. Yeah, tomorrow we have retail sales. We've got a bunch of other stuff like business inventories, the home builder confidence, Fed speakers, capacity utilization, industrial production numbers. Again, core and regular retail sales tomorrow. And then Wednesday, we have housing starts, building permits, Tesla, Netflix, and a bunch of other big earnings. Thursday, we got jobless claims, the Philly Fed Index, existing home sales. We got Powell speaking at noon, and then a bunch of other Fed speakers speaking for the rest of the day. And then Friday, we just got one Fed speaker. Next week's PCE, so it's not this week, it's next week. But it's still a pretty busy week this week. Yeah, I fixed my mic. We should be much better now. But yeah, you can see the SPY's gapping up, Tesla gapping down. I can't figure out why. It looked like it happened. Something happened over the weekend because as soon as we opened up from last week, right? So as soon as we opened up, Tesla gapped down, right? So that signals it was some type of negative like press or something that we had over the weekend. Again, Tesla earnings this week should be big. John, I didn't see any ad upon entry. Did you forget to monetize? I might have. Let me see. Oh, thank you. I did. My bad. Thank you for the heads up. I appreciate it. We are monetized now. Thank you, sir. Nvidia is down. Yeah, so let's take a look. So there's Tesla on the right. Here's Nvidia on the right now. Nvidia gapping down to 440s. I'm not super concerned about Nvidia though, mostly because Nvidia is so volatile that it can bounce back. Yeah, we got Charles Schwab today earnings. So Schwab earnings expected. They're expecting 75-cent EPS, which is profitability. EPS is profitability on a 4.68 billion in sales, so or in revenue. So yeah, we put the ads on. It's all good. I appreciate the heads up. Hit the like button if you haven't already, team. We appreciate that too. Now let's do a poll here. Does the market bounce today? Easy poll, yes or no. Does the market bounce today? Yes or no. Vote on that poll. We appreciate it. Again, slap the like button. Earnings this week. So we got a bunch of earnings too, not just Tesla earnings, but we got a bunch of earnings. We got Schwab today, of course. Tomorrow we've got like some regional banks. No. This evening we've got some regional banks. Tomorrow morning. Aside from retail sales, we've got Bank of America, Lockheed Martin, Goldman Sachs, Johnson & Johnson, Prologis, Ericsson, Bank of New York, Albertsons, Mercantile Bank, Cambridge Bank, Greystone Logistics. So some bank stocks drop earnings tomorrow morning on Tuesday. Tuesday evening, we've got United Airlines, IB, JB earnings, Hancock Whitney earnings, Pinnacle earnings, Wintrust, Fulton, Omnicon, Equity, and Preferred Bank. Wednesday, we've got in the morning, Morgan Stanley, Abbott, Nasdaq, ASML, US Bank, M&T Bank, Ally Financial, Elevance Health, Citizens, First Horizon, Winnebago, State Street. And so a bunch of earnings this week. Earnings season is here. And then Wednesday evening is the big boy with Tesla specifically. So Tesla specifically earnings Wednesday, Netflix earnings Wednesday evening, Las Vegas Sands, Alcoa, Discovery, Columbia, Crown Castle, Steel Dynamics, Kinder Morgan, Equifax, Liberty, a bunch of other ones too. So yeah, earnings season is here. Volatility is here. And then Thursday morning, we got some stuff too. AT&T, American Airlines, Blackstone, Nokia, KeyCorp, a few other ones. And then nothing else really big. It's mostly going to be Wednesday evening for the big boys. And then this Friday, we got like Amex, SLB, Comerica, Huntington, a couple other ones. And then next week, we'll have some stuff too. So next week, nothing on Monday. Coca-Cola, Verizon, GE on Tuesday. Microsoft, Google, earnings Tuesday. What's up, Oleg? Yeah, P&G dropping this Wednesday too. Yeah, Wednesday's a pretty big day. Tuesday next week is actually pretty big too. So like Tuesday next week in the evening, we got Microsoft, Google, Snapchat, Teladoc, Visa. So we'll stream for sure those. And then Wednesday morning, Boeing, a couple other ones. Meta. Wednesday evening, so we'll stream Meta too. Thursday morning, UPS, Amazon. So next week's going to be a very busy week. So we're going to be streaming basically every day next week. Multiple times a day. So yeah, Thursday. That's all right. Friday, we got oil. What's up, Beach? Teladoc will be a good play. Squeeze heavily shorted. Could squeeze big, yeah, for sure. I forgot tomorrow we have retail sales. Looking at our polls here, we got 62%. So the Astros lost. Boo. Another AMC conspiracy theory trending. What a crazy shock. AMC conspiracy theory. Where's AMC at right now? Is it up? Nope. 950s. Wait, do AMC distribution numbers drop today? All right, so AMC potentially running after Taylor Swift numbers is what I'm reading here, something like that. Yeah, I feel you, Todd. Is that you, Todd? You got a new name, bro? It's hard to keep up with your names, brother. Good morning, John and all. I didn't see any bad news on Friday about Tesla or Nvidia. Have you? Or was it from sentiment? Yeah, I can't find any bad news. It's, what I can gather here, especially for like Tesla here, is that something happened over the weekend, because you can see when Tesla opened up this morning, it dipped, right? So this dip started specifically right at midnight, basically, you know. So like right at so again, you can kind of see prior to this data back prior to this was Friday's. So like here's the line, right? That was Friday's data. So the fact that this is like a gap down as soon as we opened up for today shows that something happened over the weekend that investors didn't like, and that caused this gap down. It's not a huge crazy gap down. It's $3 a share, you know. It's almost 1%, but like it could be worse. It's not the worst gap down ever, but something happened over the weekend that was bad press, bad publicity, something for Tesla. As that makes sense. It's gapping down. It's at 248s right now. Tesla's mostly been between 240 and 280. If you look back over the last like 6 months, you know, we've mostly been in the same spot since August. You know, so Tesla has mostly just been kind of chopping, you know, hit 210 lows, and then since then it's basically been up, down, up, down. So who knows what it's going to do, whether it's going to hold or not here. I'm not really sure. The Dixie up. Yeah, Dixie's going to be up. Or the Dixie's probably gapping down in pre-market a little bit, right? Is my guess. Is it open yet? Yeah. So again, I can, before I even look at the dollar index, I can look at the SPY and say, okay, well, the SPY's gapping up slightly today. You know, and I can see that if we look at the Dixie this morning, specifically, here's the previous close, here's the Dixie. So I can see it's going to be gapping down a little bit just because it moves inversely to the market. Well, what's the news? Tesla gapping down, still moving down. Kevin O'Leary was paid $15.7 million for 20 service hours, 20 social posts, and 50 autographs to promote FTX. Bro, they need to pay me, bro. Listen, you know. Where's my 15 mil, dude? I'm not even mad at Kevin O'Leary, bro. Listen, he's sponsored. Like, it is what it is, dude. All right, so Kathy Woods, ARK Invest sold 21 million worth of Tesla shares. This was reported on the 15th. So yesterday, they reported Kathy Woods, ARK sold $21 million worth of Tesla shares last week. ahead of their third quarter results. So that is probably why they're gapping down. So again, thanks, Pawn. Pawn just alerted me on this. Pawn just alerted me. So this dip is most likely because Cathie Wood unloaded some shares ahead of earnings this week. So again, Tesla earnings are on Wednesday, the day after tomorrow. And yeah, that's what's going down here. Tesla gapping down after Cathie Wood sold some shares. I can't even knock it, Earnings are volatile. If you're holding anything through earnings, there's risk, so I understand. The Saints lost to the freaking Texans, dude. Boo. Which is a better movie, Margin Call or The Big Short? The Big Short's the better movie. Right, but they're both really good. But The Big Short's the better movie. Like, The Big Short will get you into trading more. I'll put it this way. The Big Short is the better trading movie, for sure. Like, if you're a trader, The Big Short's the better movie, for sure. Margin Call is good. Margin Call is more so about the economy. And I'm not saying the Big Short's obviously about the economy as well. What I'm saying is, like, Margin Call has very little to do with trades and trading. Like, there's no big trades going on in Margin Call. It's mostly specifically about a market crash and how banks behave during market crashes, right? Like, that's Margin Call. The Big Short is related to actual trades that go on. Obviously, as the name suggests, it's about a short position. The Margin Call, I've seen both of these movies many times. Margin Call is not technically a true story, although it was certainly inspired by some banks that happened in 2008, right? So Margin Call is about banking in 2008 market crash. Fire sales is really what Margin Call is about. It's about fire sales. It's about banks understanding that some of the securities that they're currently holding are going to be worthless in a few days, and that they are unloading them to unsuspecting other smaller banks, knowing that the smaller banks are going to fail. Right, like that is what Margin Call is about. The Big Short is about the mortgage market failing and some smart traders taking big short positions ahead of the mortgage market failing in 2008. Right, that's the difference between the two movies, but they're both pretty good. All right, Tesla's still down. I haven't seen Dumb Money yet. Margin Call is good, dude. If you don't like Margin Call, again, I like business tech movies. Yeah, I was actually watching The Wolf of Wall Street yesterday, and it's so true, man. Like, it's so true. It's so true, man. Like, in Wolf of Wall Street, he goes up to people and he's like, "Hey, who's investing? Who's buying these?" Like Jordan Belfort's character goes up to the guy at Investor Center, and he goes up and he's like, "Hey, who's buying this?" And he goes, "Mostly schmucks. Like, mostly schmucks are the ones that are buying this, right? Like, we tell them that they can get rich. We tell them that they can, pay their mortgage. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they say in the movie, and that's absolutely true. And this is exactly what I tell everybody here at home. Like, they're going to sell you on you're going to get rich if you just invest in this super sketchy penny stock that nobody's ever heard about, guys. Just buy it. And, like, again, and there's also a quote that was like, why can't we sell these to wealthy people? And this is a conversation they're actually having in The Wolf of Wall Street. They're like, hey, well, why can't we sell these stocks to the wealthier people? And he says, because they're too smart, because they know. They understand what it is. They know they're not going to make money. It's very difficult to sell, like, wealthy people on nonsense. They have, it's not intelligence. It's mostly experience. Like, they have experience with it. They know. Yeah. Do you hear anything? The music stopped. You know, good movie, bro. I like Margin Call. Margin Call is like a roller coaster of a movie, though. It's good, man. You gotta like finance, though. Like, you gotta be into finance and economics to like Margin Call. If you're into finance and economics, like, you know. All right, guys. Hey, hit that like button. Slap the like button. We got 200 people here. We can do better. Anything else going on today that I missed? Again, Taylor Swift tour. Everybody's hyped. Bro, what a terrible. What a terrible fight between Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul, bro. The fact that Logan Paul, everybody overwhelmingly is like, hey, both of them suck, right? The fact that Logan Paul is trying to be like, yeah, I beat a jiu-jitsu guy. It's like, bro, you're not even fighting like real boxers here. Like, this is like a jiu-jitsu dude that has absolutely, you can look at, I didn't watch the fight. I didn't pay for this one. This one, the outcome was too predictable for me, right? Like, if I buy one of these nonsense fights, I gotta know, there's gotta be somewhat of like a question mark regarding who's gonna win. You know, Dylan Dennis versus Logan Paul. Everybody knew Logan is juiced to the gills, and that Dylan Dennis is a jiu-jitsu guy. Like, he's a grappler and he can't grapple. And so you're literally putting a grappler who can't grapple in this fight versus a boxer who has like 5+ years of like heavy training experience. So of course, you know what I mean? Like, Logan Paul's really mad that his girl, you know, that's what he's really mad about. He's not mad at Dylan. He's mad at himself. That's what it is, you know. But just a terrible fight. Terrible fight. If anybody ever buys Logan Paul's fights again, if they fight anybody besides a boxer, you know, craziest thing is penny stock bag holders always use memes. You should have bought more and don't see the irony that they're the schmucks that are buying. Yeah, for sure. Well, it's the crazy part, I think, Pawn, is like they're so stuck in it. Like, again, I always use this example because it's true, but it's like, if you ever try to talk somebody out of a pyramid scheme, right? Like, if you ever try to talk somebody out of a pyramid scheme, like out of like a scheme in which, like, out of Cutco knife selling, or out of like a scammy, like, you know, pyramid scheme, like out of what's an example? It Works, you know, or whatever, you know, Herbalife, right? You try to talk somebody out of Herbalife, becoming an Herbalife distributor, right? A pyramid scheme, a multi-level marketing scheme. You ever try to talk somebody out of it, they get mad at you for it, because it's like they've been programmed at this point to defend the criticism. You know, they've been told, hey, these people are going to try to talk you out of it. They don't have your best interest at heart. The problem is, like, who really falls for this? Like, how do you talk somebody into that? You know, like, how do the people that get talked into that not have like the ability to sit there and be like, yo, this person is full of crap? You know, like, I don't care what they're selling. Like, anybody can sell a get rich quick scheme. Like, you know, and the same thing with penny stocks. How do people fall for it? Like, how do people like look at a stock and say, hey, this is 10 cents a share. Let me put all this money into it and invest my life savings into it because this person on the internet said it's going to run. Like, you know, sounds like a crazy prospect to me. Can you teach how you stay on top of spy news? I mean, I don't necessarily stay on top of it. I use a bunch of different platforms and news sources. Hey, nice, Robert. I want to be at the top of a multi-level marketing scheme. Yeah, but the problem here, man, and this is what anybody at home, if you're struggling, if you've been talked into doing like a MLM pyramid scheme, right? Like, this is the thing you have to understand. All right, I'm going to tell you what it is, okay? And it'll make a lot more sense, and you'll probably, hopefully, leave your pyramid scheme or whatever you're involved with, because it's just it's a scam, okay? The reason it's a scam is this. All right, I'm going to explain this in the most simple way I can. Is because the people at the top of these MLMs, right? The people at the top of these schemes, there's some people that are making bank from these things. Like there really are. There's some people that are making bank from these schemes, and they always use them as an example of like success. Like, hey, look at this person. They're making 10K a month or whatever it is, which 10K a month isn't that much relative to what you're doing and the fact that you have no security there, right? But let me go back a little bit. The people that are doing that, if they chose to sell real estate, if they chose the number one, it's only people with very large networks and very large followings. Like you either got to have a very large following. Like for me, I could probably pump, Herbalife and get some signups if I wanted. Of course, I'm not going to because it's a pure scam, but like I probably could if I want to and get some good signups, right? So the only people that are really at the top of Herbalife and stuff like that are people who have very large networks, right? And so you might look at it and be like, yeah, if I get X amount of sales and do this and do that, I can make X amount of money. You could sell anything else and have so much easier of a time making money. You could sell real estate. You could sell whatever you want to sell. You could create your own product. Like if you're getting 500 buyers a month, you could sell anything and make at least what they're paying you or more, with your own network and your own product and your own service, right? Like you don't need to sell Herbalife shakes, you just don't need to. Anybody that's actually doing well has got such a big following that they can translate that to anything they want. So they don't have to sell pyramid schemes and multi-level marketings. And so it's just kind of, it just takes a very special type of person that gets wrapped up in that and has that type of following. But instead of doing there's something legit, they just choose Herbalife, It's kind of crazy, but I think I'm so naturally biased against them that like it's all good. No news is the best news. Just mute all news and see the graphs. Yeah, I mean, I think I look at a mix of everything. There's Tesla bouncing up a little bit. Tesla at 248s, SPY at 433s. So that's usually how it is. I guess my point is like if you've got a large enough following to like I make most of my money from affiliate sales, right? But I only choose stuff that's actually like useful, but what you realize is like again, the people at the top of those like Herbalife MLMs and stuff like that, like they just have really large networks. And so you're going to make so much more just being a real estate agent or doing like anything like that, any other like good sales job, then you're going to be selling shakes on Herbalife, Carnival Cruise for a rebound. Let's see. Like in CCL for a rebound. Yeah, Carnival Cruise up to 1230s here, 1230s. I don't know how much this one really moves. This one's had a big pullback. If we look at CCO over like an 8-month period or 6-month period, it's been dipping down a lot. Like this thing's been dropping since July. Hit almost $20 in July in the heat of summer, and now it's all the way back down to 1230s. Probably, I guess people are probably expecting people to go on less cruises in winter. I'm assuming that's kind of seasonal type of thing. Well, it depends. You don't have to avoid sales jobs. You avoid sales if you're selling a sleazy product and you're only making commission off of it, because when they post job ads and when they post job ads, they're going to say, like, I don't know how many times I've been looking for a job, and this was like years and years ago, of course, but times when I was looking for a job and they'll be like, yeah, it makes, you make $800 a week, and they throw all these numbers out there. And then you realize there's no guaranteed pay. The closest I ever got to falling for a multi-level marketing scheme, right? The closest I ever got was, again, my wife had this friend that she went to school with a long time ago, right? And so she moved to Houston, and she was like, yeah, I make $400 a week doing this. And I was like, oh, she was like selling alarm systems, or like installing alarms is what she said, or something like that. And so this was like a decade ago. So $400 a week was like pretty good, for me at the time. I was in my early 20s, and anyway, so we go there, and and she's like, yeah, come meet me here, at 7 a.m. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so I meet her there at 7 a.m. Carol's with me, because Carol's going to maybe work for him too. And, we get there right in time for like their sales meeting, right? Their sales pitch meeting. And we very quickly find out that they, instead of like guaranteeing $400 a week, that this was door to door MLM's like alarm sales, like, right? So this is an MLM company that went door to door trying to sell alarms to people, and it was pure commission. You didn't have any guaranteed money. And yeah, I mean, very quickly, like, the girl ended up getting kind of weird with me, because as soon as I realized it was that, I was just kind of like, hey, I got to go get my shoes. I think I had like, I had like dress shoes on, because I thought it was a job interview. And so I'm like, hey, I'm going to go get some normal shoes, since we're going door to door. And then I just never showed up. They never saw me again. But as soon as I saw the like super pressuring sales, like MLM meeting, I was just like, nope, not me. Y'all aren't going to catch me going door to door with no guaranteed pay. Like, I'm good. All right, team. I'm looking at this other pages. Slap the like button. Yeah, nobody remind me of the Astros losing. I'm still kind of mad about it. It's all good. Give me your worst job in the chat. What's your worst jobs? What's your worst job you ever had? Hey, what's up, Douglas? Sanitation. Yeah. I'm trying to think of my worst job, man. I had a job one time handing out coupons at pet stores. It was tough. I made it work though. I became friends with like all the workers at the pet store, and like I just kind of hung out with the pets all day and like slacked off. I remember. There's nothing more disheartening than trying to hand people coupons and having them not even acknowledge you and just kind of ignore you. Hey, listen, as I've gotten older now, this is when I was like a teenager. As I've gotten older now, I kind of understand. Like, I don't want to be bothered by some stuff here. I never just ignore the person completely. That's rude. I'll just say, no, thank you. I'm not interested. So, some people are just mean, but... All right, guys, we got some earnings this week. Again, we got Schwab this morning. Schwab is scheduled to release theirs in about an hour. So at 8:45 market time, in about an hour. It's almost 8. At about 8:45 market time, Schwab drops out. We got some other regional banks coming out this morning. Again, Carnival Cruise is down there. We're looking at Tesla. Tesla is gapping down. Again, Pawn sent me a thing about Kathy Wood selling some like 21 million in Tesla shares. That's probably why it's gapping down some here. That's probably why it's dipping. Pizza Hut manager. I had a friend that worked at, I think it was Domino's or Pizza Hut. Very nice, Orlando. Crazy job that I wish I didn't turn down was a freight broker. Basically, you could find trucker loads and truckers to take them. Yeah, but I think the future of that, the future of something like that, Pawn, and I think something that's going to gain more and more market share as time goes on is now there's like Uber, but for stuff like that, right? So at this point in time, like there's this other guy that used to be like a friend of the channel. I think he stopped trading as much, but he used to be a friend of the channel. What he's doing now, he made a video about it not too long ago, is like there's some apps that allow you to look for jobs, like look for like freight jobs, like look for jobs where you load up stuff, where you deliver, you know, whatever it is, deliver steel or deliver I'm sorry, my mind's running a blank right now. And so, but no, you like deliver goods, where you take different loads. You have different loads that you deliver, and you get, they tell you how much you're going to get paid. They're like, hey, if you deliver this here, we'll give you $400. And if you accept the job, you get the job, you go pick it up, you deliver it, and you make the money, right? And so I think he has like a big van, like a big freight van, where so he just goes to the job, he loads it up in the van, he delivers it, and he gets a certain amount of money from it. I think that's the future, you know, to where that's what I think that makes a lot of sense, and I think that's going to get more and, you know, gain more and more market share over time of people doing that as opposed to going conventional hiring systems. Now, some restaurant work could be good. Is Tesla earnings a 100% play? What do you mean by that? 100% play? What do you mean? Worked at GM for a couple years. Yeah. I had a salesman at Walmart laugh at me once for telling him no thanks. Yeah, my wife was at a store, and they had this lady, and this is a story from the weekend. Again, Tesla started to bounce back up. We're at the volume weighted average price right now, so we're starting to bounce back up. We're at 248.40s. But yeah, so Carol was at a store, and over the weekend, and they had some lady that came up to her and tried to sell her banana bread. She said, hey, she had like a cooler in the store, and this was like, Carol's usually really nice to people like that, but this lady just kind of like pressured her to buy banana bread in the store. And it wasn't like a store employee, you know, it wasn't somebody that worked for the store. And so it was really just some lady that was trying to sell banana bread in the store. And so Carol was like, no, thank you. And she said she looked at her with like crazy eyes. Like she got so upset when Carol said no. It's like, bro, for those kind of jobs delivering materials, do you know the apps? Let me look it up for you, brother. I got you. Hold on, let me look it up. Yeah, I know my friend posted about it, or an old friend. Okay, so yeah, he's got a cargo van. He's using Dispatch, Freight, and Roadie apps. They're called either Freight, F-R-A-Y-T. Look, I'll put the video up if you want to check it out, right? Yeah, so I'll put this video up. It actually got some views. So you can kind of see what they do. There you go. Yeah, so what do you mean the negotiations pawns? So like, yeah, for sure. There's always ways to make extra money right now. SPY's still moving on. Look at the SPY breaking highs again today, or not quite there yet, but it's close to the highs. So we're getting there. We're at 433s right now. We're trying to break the highs. I'm not sure if we're going to. Who sleeps in their van? It's bad. Mara. So Bitcoin is running. So look at the SPY rip here, guys. Let's see what Bitcoin up to 27.828. Look at the SPY rip. Here's the Q. So SPY and Q running up. There's Tesla trying to move. Tesla at 248.50s, 248.50s. So looks pretty good. I don't know. Go look at the video, KC, and watch the video and look in the description. They'll have some info on that stuff, dude. All right, look at the SPY ripping. I'm seeing if we got any news that just came out. I don't see anything yet. All right, so again, look at the market rip. Tesla's trying to bounce up too. Yes, KC, yes they do. In trucking, the trip will be priced at a 1K. As a broker, you charge the company $1,100 to set up their trip. Yeah, but I mean, you know, so It's Bad says he hears they're homeless. I mean, but you're kind of painting everybody with like a broad brush, brother. Like, you got to understand, we're not talking about their living situation, you know. Number one, I'm going to tell you the truth. It depends on where you live, right? Like, it truly depends on where you live. Like, I used to have an Amazon business where I would go from thrift shops. I'd go to thrift shops and I'd outsource ebooks, or I would outsource physical books. I would scan them with an app. And I would just go all around Houston. Like, I used to go all around Houston. I'd make a full circle around Houston, and I'd just go from thrift store to thrift store to thrift store. And I had a Bluetooth barcode scanner that would jingle whenever a book was worth more than $20 on Amazon, right? So I'd just scan. And if it jingled, I'd throw it in the basket, and I'd buy it for like 50 cents or $1. And then I'd resell it for like 20, you know? And so I did that enough to where I was making thousands of dollars a month selling books. Right, selling books on Amazon. I had an Amazon bookstore. I was selling books on Amazon, and I made really good money doing it. It wasn't easy work. It was kind of physical, believe it or not. You had to stand up for long periods and drive a lot. So that sucked, but it made good money. At this point, it's pretty saturated. Like, there's so many people that try to do it that it's going to be hard to find inventory at this point in time. But my point is, it worked really well for me at the time because I lived in Houston. I lived in this huge, big city in which there were tons of thrift stores and tons of opportunities, and I could just go to each different one, and there were hundreds within a 20-30 mile radius. And so that made it really easy to get inventory, right? But if you're in a really small town, it's going to be noticeably harder to do stuff like that. And I'm sure for stuff like this with these freight apps and stuff, it depends on where you live. You know, if you live in a really busy industrial area, then I'm sure you could probably get a lot of work. If you live in a small town, you know, you're probably going to not be able to do as well. So it depends. Hey, what's up, Wesley? Bitcoin pump, bank dump, Bitcoin safe. Yeah, for sure. There's been a lot of interest in crypto when banks struggle, right? So if we look at like JP Morgan here and stuff like this, when you zoom out a little bit, JP Morgan had pretty good earnings results. So banks didn't really dump though. Like, if you look at Friday, banks did okay. Citigroup, yeah, I mean, it was pretty much flat on Friday. We have Wells Fargo. We've got, what is it, Bank of America. We have Goldman Sachs this week. So Goldman Sachs, I believe, is the day. I think Goldman Sachs is tomorrow. Let me see. I have to look at exactly when Goldman Sachs is, but I know their earnings are sometime soon. I know they're this week. I'm not sure if they're today or tomorrow. Okay, yeah, Goldman Sachs are tomorrow. The earnings are tomorrow. We also have retail sales tomorrow too. So it's a pretty busy week, man. This week, while we don't have too many morning economic reports, we get a lot of different reports going on. This week we got bank earnings, Tesla earnings, Netflix earnings. We have Jerome Powell on Thursday. We've got retail sales tomorrow. We have Goldman Sachs tomorrow. Like, just we got jobless claims, other stuff on Thursday. Housing starts and building permits on Wednesday too. So Philly Fed index, jobless claims Thursday, Powell at noon, and then Friday we have something, right? I think we have some type of earnings. Let me see. Yeah, we got Amex, a bunch of our earnings on Friday. Option contract, if it goes the right way, it never goes flat. So hey, I'm just going to tell you this, man, because there's just so many people that gamble. Buying big option contracts ahead of earnings plays is a straight up gamble, right? Like, you're basically going to the casino. Like, you might feel a rush from it, but it's not going to be any super high edge thing. You might be right about it, but you could also be wrong. And like, there's no profound edge from buying up big option contracts ahead of earnings, because nobody knows what the earnings are going to be, and more importantly, nobody knows how the stock is going to react to earnings specifically, right? And so taking huge positions ahead of earnings releases and hoping you hit it big is the equivalent of putting a bunch of money on a certain number in roulette. You know, it's the equivalent of putting it all on red in roulette. Like, there's no edge, bro. There's no edge. It's just a gamble, you know? And again, a lot of people are just closet gamblers in the market, where they're just, you know, if they weren't stock trading, they say they're stock traders because it sounds smart, but really they can gamble freely without looking like a degenerate is really what it is. And so just be smart, guys. Remember, taking huge option plays ahead of earnings is not usually a good move, in my opinion. But maybe I'm wrong. Let me know if you guys think. Let me know if you guys have a strategy in which taking big option plays, aside from taking really far outside the money option contracts and hoping you get big volatility, maybe hedging with both a long and short option, like straddling or whatever. Maybe that's an argument. But aside from that, there's just a gamble there. Bitcoin is pumping because the SEC didn't appeal the grayscale case. Hey, nice. Did they have Rivian on the gloves? It's very obviously what it's very obvious what Dylan Dannon's strategy is. Like, okay, if I'm Dylan, right, and let's look at this. Tesla tried to move back over the VWAP, trying to move over the 200 EMA level. But if I'm Dylan knows he can't box. He knows he's not going to beat Logan at a boxing match, right? And so what does he do? He takes the payday. He gains the notoriety, the infamy, I'll say, from this event by trolling so much. And then he just plays really defensively in the fight, knowing he's going to lose. But like, his defense is good enough to where he didn't get knocked out. Like, he literally went the distance with Logan. Logan couldn't knock him out. He got paid for being there, and he gained, you know, social media fame from this whole interaction and thing. I think the bigger loser is Logan. You know, I really do. I think the bigger loser is Logan. I think Logan got his fiance embarrassed. Couldn't knock him out. Couldn't knock a non-boxer out while he was probably taking juice. You know, I think he's took the bigger loss there. They're going to act like he didn't, but, you know. Yeah, Rangers won. It's all good. Like I said, any Texas team wins, I'm okay with it. I'm not saying all trading is gambling, but what I will say is nobody knows what kind of earnings we're going to get or the reactions that we're going to get. Even the newsletters, like, again, you got to understand companies are just going to put out really optimistic things most of the time. They're very rarely going to put out negative stuff, right? So if you watch the newsletters, you're probably just going to turn into some big bull regarding the company. And I don't know if that's necessarily good, because a lot of the times they're just telling people what they want to hear, you know? Actually, the reason it's pumping is because Kramer said he was going to fall a lot more. Yeah, the curse. Yeah. Dollar GDG. How's Dollar General doing? Is it doing better? Hey, we're actually green again today. What are we so green on right now, man? So just like small little baby gains on everything. SPY green. PayPal is green. Microsoft is green. Honeywell is green. Google is green. Citigroup, Chewy, green. Disney, green. All right, so we're slightly green on the day. I mean, we're up like almost $100. Could be worse. Let me know if you like this music. This is just lo-fi music on Epidemic Sounds. Sheesh, man. Honestly, dude, I'm not against the AMC community, but I just think, like, again, I'll say it again. Apple doesn't have to sell people on being a part of some great, fuzzy, warm and fuzzy community to talk people into trading, right? People just buy Apple because it's a strong company. Again, Tesla over the volume weighted average price. Let's see if we might start trading a little bit today too sometime. So people talking about ape ICO drops. Stuff going on overseas. All right, team. Again, Tesla dipping down under these levels. I'm looking at Nvidia too. Nvidia gapping down a little bit today too. Here's Nvidia. Nvidia at 450s right now. So still pretty deep from the 454 level it was at. So over 450s is a good psychological point. And it's back over the 200 EMA. And so there might be an argument for like a dip buy. My job again is to build up a cushion like I do. That's my goal right now, is to build up a cushion. If I can build up a cushion, great. That way we can take larger risks after the opening bell. All right, so we got a little dip here. I might buy this dip real quick. So there we go. We bought the dip. Let's see if this actually holds. All right, so we bought the dip of the S&P right now. We're down 25 bucks. Again, job is to build up a cushion right now if we can. So again, you can kind of see this. E-mini. Again, we're not going to add any more to this. Job is to build up a cushion first. It's still pretty early. It's only 8 a.m. right now, market time. Too big of a breakdown under this level. We'll cut it. Very close to cutting it. Yeah, I'm just going to get out. A little $75 loss. Could be worse. So Schwab earnings are out. Schwab came in at 77 cents for adjusted EPS. That is versus, again, 77 cents for adjusted EPS versus the expected of 75 cents. So slightly better than expected EPS. Adjusted EPS, revenue of 4.61 billion. That is versus the 4.68 billion expected. So Schwab is probably gapping down a little bit here, right? So here's Schwab. Again, Schwab's, gapping down a little bit. It missed on revenue. It beat EPS slightly, but it missed on revenue, by a good margin here. So revenue came in at 4.61 billion versus 4.68 billion expected here. So Schwab missed revenue, beat on EPS. And we'll put this up on screen so you can see it. But yeah, adjusted EPS 77 cents. Revenue of 4.61. We'll put this up on screen so you can see it. But so far, gapping down slightly from this report. So you can see it right there. All right, so Biden is expected to visit Israel, according to Channel 12, cited by a geopoll security analyst. All right, so again, we got a little pullback here. Part of me wants to buy the dip, but I also want to be patient here and not like push too heavy. All right, let's see. Schwab looks like it wants to move up now here too. Let's see if it does. It looks like we want to bounce. Schwab's starting to move up a little bit here too. All right, so we actually just got green on the day. We took a little Nasdaq trade. We were up $2.50 on the day. Took a little Nasdaq trade. I'll probably move back to the emini here. I like a bounce play, but I don't trust it that much. All right, so we just took another trade here on the regular emini. We're gonna keep this chart up. And then again, look at Schwab. So Schwab trying to come back up a little bit though. Bank of America. I don't think BAC reports today. I might be wrong though. Vista Outdoors, VSTO just dropped. All right, there we go. There we go. Oh, why am I feel so bad? All right, we're up 25 bucks. I'm just gonna let this sit here, see if we move up some more. We got a really nice pop. We got a little bit of room now. Do they have Rite Aid? No, I've never seen one in Texas. I see them in Louisiana though. That's a Louisiana. Like we had a lot in Louisiana where I'm from. All right, so now we're getting a dip back down. I don't know if I want to add to this or not. I don't think I'm going to. Yeah, that's a big dip. So now we lost again. We're only down like 50 bucks though right now, so it could be worse. It might be showing me that today's just not the day-to-day trade in pre-market. Although we are hitting the VWAP maybe. So yeah, I think Bank of America, other ones like that are tomorrow. Watching Schwab, watching the market pull back too. You know, I might have to consider going back to the Nasdaq to day trade in pre-market just because it moves more. The problem with the E-mini is that it's so slow and I just get ranged out a lot, I think. All right, so there's the SPY right at the E-mini. Yeah, I never got into comics. I don't know if they appreciate enough. You know, I think people got them because they're collectibles, but I don't think comics appreciate enough to make it worthwhile. And again, I think it depends on your generation. Like if you grew up like pre-digital cable, then you might be into like comics and stuff like that more. But if you grew up after digital cable, I think less people are interested in comics. They might be interested in superheroes, but less in comics. Tesla earnings are interesting. Again, I don't know what we're going to get for Tesla earnings. No idea. But they're interesting to pay attention to, I think, for sure. Well, I understand what you want. It's bad, but getting those books are a difficult thing, you know. Like, I understand you want, like, ideally, but again, buying those books ahead of time is the problem. I still pay for cable. Well, I pay for cable too, but I pay for digital streaming cable. I don't pay for DirecTV or Comcast. All right, so again, market's turning all the way back down here. Originally, it looked pretty good today, but it's starting to break down. It hit the 200 EMA now. We'll see if it bounces. But again, the SPY dipping down under the volume weighted average price. Schwab turning a little bit here too. So market's looking a little rough. All right, so look at Schwab still breaking down. All right, so Sam Bankman-Fried of FTX has said that he needs Adderall to decide whether to testify as a witness in the FTX trial. He said, his lawyer, I guess, said, quote, "As we approach the decision of whether Mr. Bankman-Fried will testify because of his lack of Adderall, he has not been able to concentrate," end quote. What? Okay, that makes a lot of sense. This dude was like zonked out. Again, Schwab's still breaking down. So look, here's Schwab. Schwab had bad earnings. Not really bad, not really good, I would say. I wouldn't really call them bad. They were mixed, right? They had slightly better than expected EPS, but worse revenue, which is usually like most of the time I would say traders hang on revenue and guidance more than EPS. Most of the time EPS is better than expected because, you know, revenue is the potential of the company moving forward, right? It's how much money they're actually bringing in, and you can always fix your margins. Revenue, you have to get it to increase, which is a much more difficult thing than trimming margins, a lot of the time at least. And so with bad revenue here for Schwab, it is gapping down relative to this report. Again, here's the Q or the Nasdaq. We can also look at Tesla here. A lot of stuff's been fading back down, some Tesla included. Tesla at 247.90s. Tesla has this triple bottom right here though, so Tesla has been breaking down on this level all morning. It's hit this level 3 different times, 1, 2, 3, and yeah, let's see. Bars mixtape coming soon. Lockheed Martin, yeah, Lockheed Martin's interesting, but what's up with the yields? Let me look. All right, so yields currently at 4.62%, 4.63% for yields. So 4.62% is roughly where we're at now. You can kind of see that right here, the 10-year Treasury Index. Again, this is the yield. You just put a decimal place over here at 4.62, 4.63%. All right, guys. So again, we're just kind of sitting tight here. I'm trying to be patient. All right, so look at the SPY dip under the 200 EMA. This is a big level. This is a big important spot. 200 EMAs right here. So we just broke under the volume weighted average price, under the 200 EMA. SPY basically turned all the way back down here to it in 15 minutes, guys. Again, we do have the remember, in 15 minutes we do have the Empire State Manufacturing Index data. Again at 8:30. So the Empire State Manufacturing data. Yeah, Schwab's not holding. There's yields right there. The market just popped all the way back up over the 200 EMA. Again, here's Tesla, though. Tesla, like, bouncing off of these lows. We got a triple bottom right here on Tesla. See if it actually holds that spot, too. Who? Like, I hate to say this. I don't know who Suzanne Summers is. And what is she in? Three's Company. Let me see. This is before my time. But rest in peace, you know. I just don't recognize her from anything that I've watched. Yeah, a little bit before my time. What's up, Yair? Yeah, I know the name too. I just don't know who she actually is. Whatever comes this data, market will pump. Friday's flush was just a technical dump. Bars. No, so again, this week is big, right? So Friday's dump, I think, is interesting to note. But again, this week is big because we got Tesla earnings. We've got Goldman Sachs earnings tomorrow. We've got retail sales data dropping tomorrow. We've got Jerome Powell on Thursday. We've got a bunch of other bank earnings on like this week too. So we just got a lot of stuff coming out. So it's actually a pretty big week, to be honest here. We got a lot of stuff going on this week. A lot of different stuff, a lot of different moves, a lot of different data releases. And again, I can give you guys a breakdown on these reports. Again, specifically today, we got the Empire State Manufacturing Index at 8:30. We got a bunch of different Fed speakers as well. We got retail sales, capacity utilization, business inventories, and home sales. We got a lot of real estate data dropping this week. Again, tomorrow we got retail sales, some Fed speakers, and like some other bank earnings. Again, if we look at the earnings report coming out, it'll give you more kind of a better look at this here. So again, in terms of earnings right now, let me put this up here so I can look on this side. So again, in terms of earnings this week, we got a bunch of regional banks dropping earnings this evening. But tomorrow we have Bank of America, Lockheed Martin, Goldman Sachs, Johnson & Johnson, Ericsson, Bank of New York, Albertsons, Mercantile Bank, and a bunch of other ones. So tomorrow is a pretty big day in the morning, and that's along with retail sales data. So we also have retail sales dropping tomorrow. We also have tomorrow evening UAL, IB, JB Hunt, Hancock Whitney, Pinnacle, more bank earnings as well. The next tomorrow, a lot of bank earnings. And then Wednesday, we've got like Procter & Gamble, Morgan Stanley, Tesla earnings, Netflix earnings Wednesday. And this is not even including the economic reports, you know, Wednesday, where we get housing starts, building permits in the morning. Thursday, we got jobless claims, Philly Fed Index, existing home sales, Powell speaking at noon, bunch of other Fed speakers. And that's not even including AT&T, Blackstone earnings, Nokia earnings, American Airline earnings, Union Pacific, Truist, Texas Capital, Snap-on, Philip Morris. And then in the evening, we got Western Alliance and a bunch of other banks. So there's just a lot of stuff going on this week. A lot of economic reports. Every day this week, we have some busy stuff going on. Can bad earnings from Tesla dump the market? Absolutely it can. So of course it can. Tesla's a heavily weighted stock. It's like number 6, I think, on the S&P and Nasdaq. It's a heavily weighted stock. Tesla earnings will influence the market. So if Tesla comes in really bad for earnings, market's probably going to dump. Tesla comes in really good for earnings, market's probably going to bounce, and it's going to influence the automotive, the EV, the tech sectors. It'll influence a lot for sure. AMC. Yeah, there's just so much nonsense for AMC. Is the incoming index big? Not really. I always like the busy weeks because we just got a lot of stuff to do. Gives us more stuff to do on the channel. All right, look at Tesla rip. So Tesla moving, creeping back up. Let's see if Tesla can break 250 today. I think Tesla will come in low because their deliveries missed. We don't really know. Maybe not though. Maybe it beats. Again, I don't really gamble on anything ahead of earnings, but it's possible. There's some Taylor Swift movie out there. Like, Taylor Swift is cool and all. I never was the type of person that became obsessed with celebrities. I never understood why people get obsessed with celebrities. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what a celebrity's doing, man. Like, they're just a person to me. You know? But it's like some people, they're just super weird with celebrities. And again, it's just not me. All right, so we did pop all the way back up here. Look at Tesla climb. Look at the SPY climb. Yeah, I mean, I don't assume their earnings are going to be anything KC. It's just me, though. Y'all can do whatever y'all want, you know. But for me, I never assume, because I've seen people have these big expectations for earnings, and then they go the opposite. I've seen them have, you know, low expectations and then seen the earnings come in really well. And so, again, I'm not going to be the one that assumes anything for earnings. But again, y'all can do what y'all want. It's subjective to it, you know. Yeah, I'm certainly not, dude. I don't care about any of that stuff, dude. Again, market's starting to rip up here. So there's Tesla. Again, here's NVIDIA. So NVIDIA's not really moving. Let's look at like Amazon, Microsoft. What else is heavily weighted? We looked at NVIDIA. We looked at Tesla. Apple. Yeah, Apple's red on the day too. Again, Apple at 177.60. Look at the SPY rip up. I'm trying to see what this is. Again, does anybody know what's dragging the market up? It could be Tesla. Tesla's rising back up a little bit. Tesla up to the 200 EMA. And so we're starting to get some increases here. Yeah, I don't know who Suzanne Summers is. Or missed delivery is not a precursor for bad earnings. I mean, it depends, man. It really does depend. Like, for instance, I'm pretty sure Tesla already cut their earnings expectations based off of those missed deliveries. And so they've already adjusted their expectations based off of that. You know what I mean? And because their job is to get it as close to expectation as possible, you know? And so... There's some horrible videos online. All right, so again, market ripped up and now it's pulling back. Let's see if the VWAP holds. You can see the 200 EMA being a big bounce level on the SPY. This is one of the reasons I watch it right here. So like, look, here's the bounce level on the SPY. Certainly watching that. Let's see if that bounce level holds. Yeah, Schwab earnings are out. You can read them at the bottom. All right. Now we're starting to dip back down. And again, we'll see what the Empire State Manufacturing Index looks like. Yeah, get another AMC conspiracy theory out there. Please give me an example of something someone said to you that was so astonishingly stupid that you can never forget it. Oof. I think the worst ones, right? Like the true failures that I see is that I see people get asked, hey, what continent are we on right now? Like, what continent are we on right now? And they answer something dumb like Central America, or, I've seen them answer like the United States or, where, whatever. And these are people that are in the US, right? So the continent that we're in is North America. Of course, North America makes up the US, Canada. And so I just see a lot of people get very obvious questions wrong. And I think those stick with me because you realize how much, like how little they have to know if they don't know what continent we're on. That that Bed Bath & Beyond was ever a good play. Is AMC gets the 10K. AMC's never getting a 10K. That's kind of like saying, hey, if I learn to fly in the next 5 minutes and fly up to Mars, I'll give you $1 billion. Because it's never going to happen, of course. Like AMC getting a 10K is such a ludicrous thing. Like it's such a ridiculous thing. AMC to 10K, bro, 10,000. Like, dude, it's never happening. Even at a pre-split level, never happening. Oh, I forgot to wake my daughter up. She's going to get mad. Sorry, I forgot to wake you up.
No, my alarm set.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I did give you my alarm. All right. Yeah, because I'm not going to wake you up. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
It's too early for me to remember. Have a good day. I love you. Consumer staples. All right, guys, here we go. Data's about to come out. We got the data about to go live right now. Yeah, y'all are bringing it too political. I'm not going to go political, guys. Come on now. Yeah, even on a post-split basis, it's confirmation bias. The AMC community can be wrapped up in one word: confirmation bias. Yeah, and I'll stick with that. Again, the AMC community can be wrapped up in one word: confirmation bias. Again, Tesla at 248.30s, 248.30s. Because it's just true. All right, guys. Hey, here we go. Less than a minute. So again, you can kind of see here the expectation for today is -7 for the New York State Manufacturing Index. It rates the relative level of business conditions in New York. Above 0 indicates improving conditions. Below indicates worsening. So they're expecting -7. -7. And so again, we'll see what we show up as. -7 is what they're expecting here. Again, we got 20 seconds left, or 30 seconds left. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream. But yeah, -7 is what they're expecting. We'll see if this influences the market. This isn't a huge release. It might influence it a little bit, but we'll have to wait. Again, 20 seconds, guys. 20 seconds. All right, team. All right, there's the data release. It came in at -4.6, so slightly better conditions. Let me change this to one phrase before I look dumb. Let me say one concept. All right, guys. So again, -4.6, -4.6. So slightly more positive than expected. They expected -7. They ended up showing -4.6. Again, -4.6. I would say it's better for the economy. I mean, manufacturing is slightly more optimistic than expected. When they expected a lower number and they showed a higher number, and a higher number indicates a higher number indicates improving conditions in New York. And so I think this indicates more improvement in conditions for manufacturing than expected here. Again, Schwab reported earnings today. Again, Schwab reported earnings. Let's see what it showed. I'll put the Empire State Manufacturing Index number up. Put this up on screen. -4.6 versus -7. Yeah, I mean, again, it was slightly more optimistic than expected here is what this was. So, it's up. Yeah, I told you guys this wasn't going to influence the market very much. This is minor news. But it's all right. Again, earnings today. Stuff tomorrow. All right, team. Tomorrow, Canada has CPI. Yeah, I mean, it won't be a huge release. We have U.S. retail sales tomorrow as well, which is kind of big. We'll see what we get. Market's still holding. Look at the 200 EMA bounce. It's one of the reasons, you should be watching the 200 EMA. If you're not, you're missing out. How about this weather, bro? It's been nice and cold lately. I love to see it. It's nice and cool lately. It wasn't cold. It's cool. Cooler, I should say. Why doesn't it affect the market much, though? Because it's not a big release. It's not like a really watched release. Like, these economic reports are all relative to, their interest, right? And the New York State Manufacturing Index is just not a wildly interesting thing, I should say. And so it's just not something that the public generally looks for. A lot of the time, it's not something like relative to other stuff. Like tomorrow, we'll have more people here for retail sales for sure. Jobless claims and Tesla earnings on Thursday will have thousands of people here relative to the 500 or 600 people we get for this, right? And so it all just depends on the release. CPI, we get a couple thousand at least. Tesla earnings, we usually get a couple thousand. FOMC meetings, we get like 4,000+ people. Jerome Powell press conferences and speeches. Sometimes, like the most views we've ever gotten on this live stream were a Jerome Powell speech. We got over 8,000 people here live, like simultaneous viewers. So 8K live watching something, which is, it's really cool because like that's on par with like really famous people getting that much. Like famous people live stream, they'll have like maybe like not super famous people. Like if Drake streams, he's getting way more than that. But the point is, 8,000 people here live is really fun. It's chaos in the chat though. Like there's not a lot of, it's just chaos. There's so many different types of people. It's different opinions, different things. The chat's usually chaos when it happens. Is it good for the market today? It's not going to be a wild influence. I mean, the market did bounce and it was seen as a positive thing, but it's not a huge release. Like in terms of ranking for economic reports, it's just not a huge release, Yeah, no worries. NVIDIA earnings got me coming to your channel. Yeah, for sure. NVIDIA earnings this year will be fun too. But now we don't really have anything else going out. Like we got some Fed members speaking and stuff like that, but it's not like a huge release now. All right. All right, so the UAW strike began 1 month ago, yesterday, about a month ago. So it's crazy it's still going here, the UAW strike. All right, team. So we got the Empire State Manufacturing Service. All right. Yeah, so yeah, the Empire State Manufacturing Index is out. Let's go ahead and switch it up and start day trading the market open. We just had Schwab earnings going live today. We got Tesla stuff going live today too. All right, team. Again, we're gonna get ready to day trade. Look at the SPY rip. Hey, you love to see it. You love to see it. I mean, this is what we want, I guess. Again, we're gonna get ready to trade some futures today. Pretty good time trading futures so far. Here's the E-mini. Look at the E-mini rip. So there's the E-mini pop. Again, we asked people, does the market bounce today? 63% say yes, 37% say no. Market's up today too. What about Roblox, bro? Where's Roblox doing? Roblox over, again, the most frustrating thing. Roblox is over freaking, it's over freaking 30. Still red on the day, man. We'll probably sell the option at the opening bell. No worth holding it. Again, market's starting to pop up a little bit here too. If Tesla doesn't beat earnings and tanks, I'm holding a little bit of Tesla, but I'm holding it as a longer term trade. I saw a lot of Fed talks on the econ calendar. I've seen headlines. Yeah, I mean, Fed members today are speaking. Nobody is really speaking though today, so we don't really have a ton of Fed speakers today. Yeah, we don't really have a bunch. We got some Bank of England members speaking. Oh no, we do have some Fed members speaking. Specifically, we got Harker speaking at 10:30. So Harker speaking at 10:30. Again, look at Tesla rip too. Tesla up to 249.20s, almost 249.50s. Let's see if it holds. It's dragging the market up. But yeah, we got Harker speaking today at 10:30, and then speaking again later on. Tomorrow we've got some Fed members speaking. We got Williams speaking at 8 a.m. We got retail sales, Canadian CPI data, Barkin speaking, Bowman speaking tomorrow. A lot of Fed members tomorrow. We have China GDP tomorrow too. Wednesday we get European CPI, which is big. Lagarde is speaking after CPI drops for Europe. Mortgage rates, building permits, housing starts at the and then a bunch of Fed speakers. So yeah, Fed speaking all week. Thursday's the big day though, where we got Powell speaking at noon. We got existing home sales at 10. We got the Philly Fed index and jobless claims at 8:30. So yeah, big day. Manufacturing was in a better state than expected. Again, if you read the below part, you see minus 4.6 versus minus 7 expected. So a little bit better state of manufacturing. Yeah, I don't know if there's any FUD. You can be bearish on Tesla or bullish on Tesla. That's all good. It's, you know, it's not like I'm gonna get mad at you for taking one specific bet. Also, guys, if you haven't already, check out TopStep. TopStep funded program for futures. Great way to learn how to day trade with less risk. Again, what they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. And if you can hit the target on the demo while following their rules without hitting their max loss, they fund you between 50 to 150K with a 90% split. And if you want to day trade, this is the way you do it in the beginning. When I first got started, I lost thousands of dollars putting up the money myself trying to day trade stocks. And to day trade stocks, you're not really going to have the freedom you need to profitably day trade unless you got over 25 grand, right? You need 25K in a margin account to day trade stocks freely. A lot of people go with a cash account or they try to, day trade penny stocks or whatever it is. But again, the edge is going to be very low. You're not going to be freely able to trade, right? You're only going to be able to go one direction, and that's very restricting. In the futures market, most pro day traders trade futures, and they do so because it's a lot safer. It's not a lot safer. Let me rephrase. It's a lot cheaper to day trade futures with less risk. The futures market, you can day trade short, buy market, buy bid, sell the ask, just like stocks, but there's no PDT rule. And so again, if you look at this, I can buy market, buy bid, sell the ask. This is the E-mini. It moves very similar to other blue chip stocks. It's basically the SPY in futures. You can see the price action is the same as the SPY. Dip, bounce, consolidation, rip, dip, bounce, consolidation, rip. It's the same thing, but there's no PDT rule on this left chart. And you can day trade short. And what TopStep does is they give you a demo and they test your skill. If you can hit the target on the demo without hitting the max loss and following their rules, they fund you the same amount. So if you pass the base test, you get 50K in funding. With a 90% split, they pay out millions in actual withdrawals every year from their funded traders. They've been around for over a decade. They fund thousands of traders a year. It's just a better, and if you lose, it's not the end of the world. If you lose, you're out $49. If you're good enough to pass it, you get a 90% split anyway. So it's very similar to putting the money up yourself with just less risk. They are a sponsor. I'm certainly biased, of course, in their favor because they pay me money. I'm always transparent and honest about that. But if you want to check it out, there's the link. Great way to help support the channel. I'm thinking about buying this dip here. We already got a little cushion on the day in this account. So again, you can kind of see we took some trades on the Nasdaq here. We are up about 240 or so here. No losses on this account yet, although we did take some losses in a different one. Tesla dragging the market up too as well. I'm not the best salesman. I'm just honest. I'm just honest about it. Like, I'd rather tell people I'm biased and they're sponsored than, and again, some people don't like it because some people are just mad that I can promote stuff without getting hate because I'm honest. All right, so again, we got a little dip in the SPY. I'm kind of thinking about buying this dip, but I'm also not quite sure yet. And I don't know if the dip is a big enough pullback. It's not dippy enough for me to buy it yet. We need a larger pullback here for me to be interested in it. We still got 45 minutes until the opening bell, and it might actually rip up here. But y'all think Top Step is worth it though? I mean, again, I'm biased because they're a sponsor, but like, think about it like this. Most people put the money up yourself to trade, right? You put the money up yourself to trade. A large majority of day trades lose whatever money they put up in the beginning. Most day traders lose money, like 90+% lose money, and so you can either put the money up yourself and probably lose that, or you could go to something like Top Step where you have pressure. You're learning how to trade under pressure, just like you would be if you put the money up yourself. But if you lose, you're out $49 instead of potentially thousands of dollars like you're doing it putting the money up yourself. And so it's just a cheaper way to learn in the beginning. It's a cheaper way to learn for new traders. Most day traders are going to lose because most traders lose in general in day trading. Doesn't matter whether they're on Top Step or whether they're somewhere else. Most day traders lose. Again, it's a lot cheaper to lose on Top Step. The reward is similar. You get 90% once you're profitable. You get 90% split once you're funded. And I think, and there's other rules, of course, you got to follow. But I think, and with the ability to limit your risk with something like that, just makes a lot of sense. Because again, trust me, I've been day trading for 6+ years. A large majority of day traders will lose their first account, regardless of what anybody else sells you. I should have bought this dip here. I'm pretty sure it's available in Australia, Darren, but I would check with them first to be sure. But again, they're a sponsor of mine. Of course, I'm biased. Again, I would confirm all of the stuff with them, but yeah. No, they're not going to kick you out. Again, you could always reset your account too. So say you start an account and you lose, right? Or you're not happy with where your account is. You can always reset it, get a fresh account, and it's all good. You know what I mean? You can get up to 3 at a time. Like, I'm funded in 2 accounts right now. We're working on getting funded in another one. So. All right, look at that rip. I should have bought the dip. I thought about it. I like the strategy, but it didn't quite pull back enough. The problem is Tesla is rising really quickly. Look at Tesla's rise right here. Tesla's moving. Yeah, I'm not sure. NVIDIA is one of the crazy ones too that we got to pay attention to as well. Here's NVIDIA. NVIDIA over 450. He's trying to bounce back. Had a pretty red day Friday. And look at the emini break highs. So the SPY breaking highs. Tesla moving up to around 250s. Schwab is green again. Yeah, Schwab is just super volatile, man. Again, Schwab released their earnings. They're back up to almost 52s now, which is crazy. And again, we talked about this story before. Find it. Where'd it go? I saw something about. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. So what's crazy? So yeah, we talked about this earlier, but Sam Bankman-Fried's attorneys have petitioned the court for him to be able to take Adderall before each day in court. They blamed it on his quote lack of access to Adderall. He has not been able to concentrate at the level he ordinarily would, and that he wouldn't be able to meaningfully participate in the presentation of the defense case without Adderall. So basically, they're saying he needs Adderall. It kind of makes a lot of sense when you look at Sam Bankman-Fried. You can tell he's like addicted to some stuff, man. You can tell he's on some stuff, and Adderall makes perfect sense because again, the dude's just kind of jittery. He looks a little, I'm jittery too. I can't talk too much, but he looks like he's on some stuff, and this would make perfect sense if he's on Adderall and addicted to Adderall. But again, let me know what you guys think. There's a full letter by his attorney. They submitted the letter in connection with issues that we discussed at the court on Friday relating to Bankman-Fried's inability to take his prescribed medication during the trial. And so are they going to stop him from letting him take it? I'm kind of torn on this. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, this is popping up on Twitter a lot recently, so it's kind of getting the rounds out there. Hmm. All right, guys. So yeah, let me know if you think Sam should be able to take it. Look at the market pop here, guys. Again, SPY all the way up to 434s. I guess I should have bought the dip. Tesla at 250s, tapping it and then pulling back down some. Um, so yeah, I don't know, man. Let me post this here. Yeah, if he's got a prescription, let him take it. I'm not mad at that. PayPal, where's PayPal going? PayPal back up a little bit. Still pretty flat on my trade. I have no idea what PayPal is going to do. Pfizer. Yeah, is it ripping? I don't know, man. People are going to argue about it, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm coming from somebody that like I have ADHD. My son has ADHD. We're like struggling with how to manage everything here because my son has ADHD. My son has what's called ADHD combined presentation. He's got a really high IQ, but he has a lot of trouble focusing and bad impulse control. Right. I have ADHD as well. You know, those medications don't affect me like you might think they would for normal people, you know? Like, I have been prescribed, I've been prescribed ADHD medication, and I never liked taking it. I never liked taking it because I take it and I just sit there, right? Like, I would take medication for ADHD, and I would literally just kinda sit on the couch. I would be slow. Sometimes I would fall asleep. I drink coffee sometimes and fall asleep. And so I think it affects people with actual ADHD differently than, a lot of people are like used to, oh, I take it and I just got to zoom around. For me, it was never like that. For me, I'm just kind of quiet and like slow almost. It's hard to explain. Maybe I'm focused, but I never like, it was never something that I would ever consider using like regularly. Plus, aside from that, it just has really bad physical effects on the body over time. So just not my style. Yeah, the Saints lost. It's all good. It's kind of like a mutant power that you must define. Well, the good thing about ADHD, there's pros and cons. I don't see it as a total like people act like it's like a disability. I disagree. I don't think it is at all. I think the reality of it is ADHD can be good and bad, right? Like for my son as well, same thing. It could be good or bad, right? For me personally, uh, when I was growing up, I got better as I got older. So when I was young, it was really difficult for me to pay attention if I wasn't interested in whatever it was. So if I didn't care about it, wasn't super interested in it, very difficult for me to pay attention. So I did well in like history because I always thought history was super interesting. And so I'd pay attention there sometimes. But but for whatever else, it was just hard for me to like focus and pay attention. Um, but if you're actually interested in whatever it is, right? So if you're truly interested in something, and you have to truly be interested in it. If you're truly interested in it, you can hyper focus on whatever that is and have really extended focus on whatever you're actually interested in. And so you can use it to your advantage. It's just, um, yeah, it's just you got to be actually interested in it. And things you're not interested in, it's really hard for you to get interested in because it's hard for you to focus on it in the first place. So it can be good or bad, but all right, again, market's still popping up. Look at the SPY, almost up to 434. Is Tesla right at that 250 level? Mm, yeah, I'm definitely better at multitasking as well. My daughter hates it. My wife hates it too. Like they'll be trying to talk to me, and I'll be doing all these different things, but I'll actually be listening to them, right? And this happened yesterday, and so like I'll be doing all these different things, and they'll be talking to me while they do it, and they'll get frustrated. They'll be like, "Hey, you're not paying attention to what I'm saying," and then I'll repeat like the last 20 words that they said, the last couple of sentences that they said, and they'd be like, "Oh, you are paying attention." And so, you can I can multitask very well, but it's to a fault because people see it as rude, whatever. I'm not trying to be rude. I just can multitask, you know. Oh, my bad. Y'all can't hear the music. There you go. I'm the top three greatest multitaskers of all time ever in the world right now. Definitely top three for sure. Top four maybe, but Uh, hey, don't get mad at my Saints, dude. My Saints are losing. It's okay. My Saints lost to the Texans too. If there's any team I would rather my Saints not lose to, it would be the Texans right now. Me living from Louisiana, living in Texas. The Texans, why we gotta lose to the Texans, man? Saints, like, bro, Derek Carr, you can't do better than this, man. You can't beat the freaking Texans, dude. We need a new quarterback, bro. We need a good quarterback. Like, how long has it been since the Saints had a good quarterback? Like, when did Breeze retire? Breeze was good, but we need a new QB. The Saints desperately need it. Bengals 3-3. Now we're tied with the freaking Bengals, dude. Honestly, though, the AFC North ain't that great right now. The Ravens are at the top with Jackson, but hey, now put some respect on the Texans. Nah. Okay, so are you saying this Bobby Herbert or Bobby Abear? Is it Herbert or Abear? I don't really know. Is it Herbert or Abear? I don't know. Again, I'm from Louisiana, right? So other people might think it's Herbert, like Herbet, or no, Herbert. A lot of people might think it's Herbert, right? A normal person outside of Louisiana might think it's Herbert, but in Louisiana that spells Abear, right? It's a Cajun name. I don't know if he was or not, but you're always salty, man. Definitely top 3 saltiest dudes in the world for sure. Definitely top 3. All right, guys, we got 30 minutes. What's up, BG? Yeah, let's see if we get some good stuff. Again, today, this is going to be the slowest day of the week. Every day past today is going to be pretty busy. We got a lot of stuff going on for the rest of the week, so today's going to be slow, but the rest of the day is going to be the rest of the week's going to be packed with stuff. Like, you need a good O-line, not a quarterback. Yeah, I mean, our offensive line definitely needs some work, but I'm not a big fan of the current QB either. He did all right in the beginning, but he kind of slacked off towards the end. And I know you can't do much as a QB without a good offensive line protecting you, but still. All right, team. Yeah, Panthers. Here's my Discord. There it is. All right, guys. All right, team. Again, NVIDIA starting to rip back up, almost up to 452s right now for NVIDIA. Still moving. Again, we haven't really had a big pullback or anything like that to make it worthwhile to buy this dip. Russ for car. Yeah. Yeah, Russell Wilson's had a hard time finding work lately, huh? I mean, the Broncos aren't they coached by Primetime? Deion Sanders. Isn't he coaching the Broncos, or was he coaching? Well, maybe he's in college. Do I have this right? Yeah, I'm not on top of this. Oh, no, wait. He's the University of Colorado. I'm dumb. Well, who was the Broncos? I remember the Broncos having some new player or coach. Oh, it's Sean Payton. Sean Payton's at the Broncos, bro. That's who it is, right? So Sean Payton, he used to be the Saints head coach. That's what it is. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Sean Payton. As a Saints fan, I should have known that. Should have known that. That's what I got. Again, I got those two mixed up because those are the coaches that everybody's watching for. But do you think ADHD helps you with trading? Like gives you a slight upper hand? I don't know. Maybe. You know, it certainly helped me build this YouTube channel about trading because I got really into trading, really obsessed with trading. And then, you know, that made me think about it and focus on it like constantly. And, you know, ultimately helped me build this YouTube channel for sure. All right, so we finally got a little pullback here. Part of me wants to buy this dip, and I guess I will. So again, we're going to take one contract here. Long. See if we get a little pop back up. Again, we're already green on the day, so we can take larger risks now. We're up 240 on the day, and so we got 25 minutes into the open. We can take larger risks. We got a pop. Maybe we should have taken larger size. We're up $50 here. We got the quick rebound. SPY bounce back up. Let's watch Tesla here. All right, so again, we're slightly green. We got a little cushion here. Watching Tesla. Where's NVIDIA at too? All right, so we're flat here. We'll wait. Yeah, so again, we're down slightly. Again, we'll add to this if we keep dipping here, but I think we're just going to patiently wait. We still got 20 minutes until the market opens. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm funded in a couple different accounts, Swede. Is this Friday triple witching? No, March 17th, June 16th, September 15th, and December 15th. Is the witching days this year. Yeah, the next one will be in December, a couple months from now. Do you think Jay Powell is angry at the market for rallying? Will he make it drop? I'm not sure. You mean Jameson, the Saints QB? Yeah, he's just not good, bro. For whatever reason, like I think people are such fanboying him from college that Jameis Winston. Or no, Jameson is a different person. Oh. Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about. Who's Jameson? Are you talking about Winston? Again, Winston, he's just not good enough. Everybody's all impressed with Jameis Winston, and I was always kind of skeptic of him because he's just never been good. He was good in college, but he couldn't make it in the pros, unfortunately. And I think people are so stuck to him as being good that they don't look at his actual results, and you know. Plus, he's not durable at all. All right, so again, we're in one contract here. Yeah, I meant Winston. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm just not a big fan of Winston. He just never. I would rather Taysom. All right, so again, we're flat. I'm going to add a little bit more to this too. Get 2 contracts here. We got a little cushion so we can scale up our risk. Flat. See if we get a pop. Watching the SPY. Watching Tesla here too. We're slightly green here. I'm going to wait a little bit better of a bounce before we can take some more. All right, now we'll take a little bit off. Go ahead and lock in half of that. We're up about 280 on the day, a little bit more than that now. So again, here's our graph. All right, so still getting some more increases here. There we go. Catch the bounce. I'll go ahead and lock that in. So you can kind of see now on the day here, we got even larger cushion heading into the opening bell. We got about 330, 325 in P&L on the day. So doing pretty good there. Oh, wait, let me see. I'm a Taysom fan. Yeah, I mean, Taysom can never throw the ball super well, though. I'm gonna go ahead and buy this dip. Didn't really get the best feel here on the dip. So, but Taysom can never really throw the ball super well. I mean, he's a great legs, man, great feet. He can run really well. He's powerful. He can push through. He could scramble. You know, he did all that stuff really, really well. Just when it came time to throw the ball, it was you know, not the best. So again, we're flat here. I was going to add some more to it. Tesla's still ripping up. See, Tesla almost to 250. It's hitting 250 and then rejecting here, and it has. So, and again, NVIDIA is still pulling back down to 450s. All right, so there's another rip up here. So look, you can see we're up. Really good accuracy with this account so far. See if we get a little bit more, and I'll hold the rest break even if it starts to slump. Actually, we'll go ahead and cut that and just take the W. And so yeah, we are up about 350 on the day now. Still got 15 minutes until the market opens. I don't think we have any other economic data dropping today. Let me make sure. Yeah, we don't have anything else dropping today. We had earnings already drop. Let me make sure we don't have any new ones coming out today. I'm pretty sure we don't. I'm pretty sure that's it. Here's the earnings. Let's take a look. So today, yeah, nothing really. We had Schwab, YTRA, Guarantee Bank. Nothing really out. Again, Schwab had mixed results. They came in. Look at Tesla rip up. So Tesla back over 250s here, and this is dragging the market back up too. So look at Tesla back over 250s. So Tesla's still moving, and again, it's helping drag the market up. Nvidia's bouncing back up too, but look at that rip on the SPY here. Tesla ripping up, SPY flying up here, guys. Wow. Yeah, look at the emini rip. Look at the SPY rip. Look at Tesla rip. Tesla over 250s now. So again, mostly been brought by Tesla. Tesla hasn't had a red candle in the last 10 plus minutes. So it's had basically 1, 2, 3, 4. It's had like 11 or 12 candles. Only one of them hasn't been green, and it's a neutral candle, doji candle. So really interesting green action here this morning. We are green in our stock portfolio as well in equities. Slightly green in everything, basically. Yeah, Tesla is basically what's dragging it up. All right, so again, Goldman Sachs wants out of consumer lending. That's causing iPhone sales are down 5% in China so far compared to last year. And Apple went from being up slightly to down slightly on the day. Let's take a look at Apple and see what this influence. There's Tesla finally pulling back a little bit. And Apple still red on the day here too. So Apple at 178 gap down originally, back up some today though. But originally what was weighing the market down was Apple. And again, mostly from iPhone sales down 5% overseas. So personal interest payments have surpassed 500 billion. It hasn't been seen since 1959. The world is a crazy place. All right, guys, look at the market still rip it up. Look at the SPY still rip it up. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla tapped 250, back down to 250 now. I kind of want to buy this dip because I think it's very possible Tesla bounces at 250. Market's still breaking highs. Look at the SPY rip. Again, Tesla's still right at 250s. I thought we would bounce there. We got 10 minutes. Yeah, so Tesla and Netflix earning this week. Will they beat or miss, team? Taysom Hill is Tim Tebow. Maybe, brother. Maybe. I like Snapchat. I'm in Snap. I've been holding it. It's a very small trade, though. Like, we're actually green on the day, but down on the position about $11. So we're very flat. I mean, we're green today, but down overall, and it's a very small trade. Yeah, what's up? What's up, Mo? Hope you're doing good, brother. They have 20% advertising growth guidance for sure. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Yeah, with phones, it's really worth it to drop $1,000. I don't think so. I think the problem with phones is that our technology has hit a plateau. Like, technology growth has hit a plateau, and I think it's been like this for a few years now, in which, like, the new phones just don't have that much new stuff. Like, there's not many new capabilities now with phones, right? They're very similar to what they were last cycle or the cycle before. And so spending $2,000 on a brand new phone just for ish and giggles doesn't seem like something most people are going to do. Now, you're going to have some people that, you know, they're just kind of not gullible may be a wrong word. They're just kind of entranced by consumerism. And so they think they need to have the newest and best phone, and they think that's going to make them a better person or whatever it is. And so they're going to just blindly spend money they don't have on something that's basically pretty similar to what they already had, right? But most people that are smart are going to sit there and be like, hey, there's not really anything new with this phone. I don't need this new phone. Now, if you have the money to do it and you kind of have enough money, do whatever you want to do. If you've got enough money to do it, right? I was never a type of person that needed to buy the newest phone each time. Like, I just don't need to. Like, I have this Z Fold, right? I have the Z Fold, which is a pretty cool phone. I can use it to like trade stocks and all that stuff, right? But my last one broke about 4 months ago, and the only reason I got a new one is because my last one broke, you know. But I had the last one for like 4 years, right? And it survived. It did everything that this one does. I noticed virtually no difference between this one and the last one. And so I don't need the newest and best phone every year. I'm not going to spend my time. I think one of the other problems is like people's lives are dull, right? If you have a dull life, like looking forward to a new phone might, you know, be what it is. But for me, I just never need the newest and best. Mo is Minnie Mouse. What's up, dude? Hit live chat, and you should see it. Automation is good. I mean, AI is taking off, right? So AI is still pretty good, and I think AI is going to be game changing, but I don't think it's going to have anything to do with like hardware. It's more software driven. Pfizer ripping? Is it really? Let's take a look. Yeah, there's Pfizer. Pfizer is ripping. What happened to them today? What's going on with them? Let's see if there's some news. Pfizer exec says company's research and development in oncology remains unchanged by cost cut programs. When were Pfizer earnings? Okay, so Pfizer posted earnings on Friday, right? So this is Friday Pfizer earnings. So most of this happened Friday, and now Pfizer's rebounding today after the dip in earnings Friday. So that's what happened. I didn't know they dropped Friday evening. That's a weird time to drop earnings. It's Friday evening. Nobody's looking at that. Very strange. Yeah, so they did drop. Yeah, so Pfizer dropped. Or no, wait, what is this? I'm showing Pfizer releases their numbers October 31st at 6:45 in the morning. So Pfizer drops theirs in a couple weeks. So why does it say... Okay, so they're cutting their guidance, right? So that's what happened. So Pfizer cut guidance is what happened. But yeah, interesting. Tesla finally dipping down. We got 6 minutes, guys. 6 minutes. Yeah, Lulu getting added to the S&P. And again, maybe Lulu's successful long term. I'm not sure. Again, I always told people, like, people like to bring up that I don't trust Lululemon. But again, I guess the way to look at it is like, it doesn't have to be the blood and Crips here. Like, it doesn't have to be like you hate me because I don't like a specific stock or I don't like a specific company. You know, I don't trust Lulu long term. And this is something I've been very consistent with. I don't trust Lululemon long term. Like, I don't trust Lululemon in 10 years. You know, why do I not trust it in 10 years? Because it's fashion and trends change. And Lulu mostly got big from the pandemic and everybody being home. And so sort of those gym outfit fashion lifestyle from everybody being home in sweatpants, basically. Right. Now again, short term, they're a money making machine, bro. That place is packed. They have great margins, I'm sure, and they're selling off the shelves short term. I just don't trust investing in Lululemon long term because trends in fashion changes over time. Look at American Eagle now. Look at Abercrombie and Fitch now. Look at Hollister now. You know, and again, with all that said, there's also a chance that Lululemon does well long term. If it can turn into one of the main brands, of course it can do well, and it already is, right? But one of the main long-term brands, like established brands, like legacy brands, that's great. But there's also a chance that they don't, and there's a chance that fashions change and interests change. And so for long-term holding of like 10 years, so forth, I think there's risks for me. It's just not the company that I want to put all my money in. I think there's better, more sure thing companies long term than short term. But with that said, short term, obviously they're making bank. They're making a lot of money. Yeah, Ed Hardy back in the day, right? Ed Hardy, huge company back in the day, just did really well. And now Ed Hardy is nothing. It's worthless. So it's like that type of thing in fashion makes me avoid most fashion brands in general. Again, not just Top Step, not just Lulu. Top Step's a good fashion brand. Hey, I want one of those Top Step hats. Nah, it's all good. Apple dragging on low iPhone sales from China. Yeah, I saw that too. Again, look at the big dip in the emini here. Again, we got about a 2.5 minutes here, guys. 2.5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, you know me, Minnie. You know me, Mo. I avoid politics like the plague, brother. I don't want to have nothing to do with political arguments, bro. Again, I don't know enough about the stuff to really pick a side. I'm just gonna avoid that at all costs, brother. Again, I really am very neutral politically and that type of thing. I'm staying out of it, dude. It's all good, Mo. Bitcoin ETF approved. Was it approved though? Nah, if it was actually approved, it would be up much more. Was it? Oh, so yeah, I see some people saying Bitcoin spot ETF approved, and then I see other people saying it's likely approval soon. Where are y'all getting this news? There's a 90% chance that the Bitcoin ETF spot gets approved by January. Is Bitcoin rising? Yeah, Bitcoin almost up to 30K. Yeah, Bitcoin is shooting up to almost 30K after Cathie Wood, new Bitcoin ETF filing signals coming approval. Cathie Wood said, quote, "We believe there's a 90% chance of approval by ARK's January 10th deadline." As well as there's some other news regarding the grayscale, the SEC not appealing the grayscale ETF. And so those are both really good news. If you look at what Bitcoin's doing, Bitcoin is shooting up to almost 30K. And there's the opening bell. But yeah, Bitcoin shooting up to almost 30K. Let me know if you think the Bitcoin ETF is going to be approved or not. But look at this action here, guys. Market open. All right, look at the emini dip at the open. All right, so there's a pullback. Look at the dip. Watching the rest of the market. Bitcoin flying up to almost 30K. All right, so consolidating back up. Look at Tesla. Tesla with a big. Yeah, so there's a big pop up in markets. Tesla over 251s right now, guys. Tesla over 251, still moving up a lot. And yeah, still a lot of good action here. Look at this green action here, man. Wow. Again, Bitcoin shooting up too. Wow, really green day in my equities portfolio. Again, SQ moving up. What else is moving up? Tesla moving up. Target moving up today. Walgreens still green. Walmart very green. Man, my equities portfolio is shooting up here. Look at this, dude. Wow. Look at NVIDIA. Look at Tesla here, guys. We're going to get ready to day trade some more. But yeah, look at this. Wow. Huge green action here. Now, the market looked really good at first at the opening bell, and then it's kind of contracting down some here too. We got a little pullback here. Big pop. Big green action here. Look at this move. Wow. Look at NVIDIA dip, though. Look at Tesla. I was going to say skyrocketing up, but it's at 253s right now for Tesla. Man, wow, dude. We're up a little bit too much for me to want to buy this dip, even though I think we might continue, but I think we're going to pull back a little bit short term now, too. That's the only problem with me right now. All right, look at that rip. See, could have bought it. We might have pushed up more, like I said, but man, what a move. Bitcoin flying up right now. Hit 30K plus, 30.5K. Look at NVIDIA push back up to 245 or 455s. Wow, man. Market's chaotic right now, guys. Chaos right now, team. I'm going to throw it in sub only mode too. So if you haven't already, take the time, hit the sub button, team. We appreciate it. Again, if you want to day trade with me, check out TopStep, funded account program and futures. They give you a demo, test your skill. If you can hit the target while following their rules, they fund you. Much cheaper to try this most of the time than putting up the money yourself. Most traders lose. And so if you put the money up yourself, you're probably going to lose that. So if you put up 2 or 3K in day trading, you're probably going to lose that. Whereas if you could try this, even if you lose this, you're only down 49 bucks. But if you're good enough to pass it, you get between 50K to 150K in funding with a 90% split. So once you're funded, you make 20K, you get to keep 18 of that. 18,000 of that. They keep 2 cents they're funding you that money, and you get to keep your first 10K in profit. I forgot about that too. They have great resources, free funding, coaches, just really useful things for traders. And ultimately, it allows traders to learn how to day trade. You still have some pressure, and when you day trade futures, you can day trade the emini, basically the SPY. You can day trade Nasdaq. You can day trade currencies, gold, silver. Patterns are very similar in like the emini versus large cap stocks because it's the S&P 500. And so it's a great way to learn day trading with no PDT rule, and a great way to learn how to trade under pressure with less risk, in my opinion. They are a sponsor of mine. I'm certainly biased in their favor, but if you want to check them out, here's the link. Great way to help support the channel. Again, we're up way too much for me to buy this here. I think we're up way too much for me to buy this. Bitcoin pulling all the way back down to 29K, all the way back down. Finally getting a little pullback. Look at NVIDIA rip. I might buy this dip now. NVIDIA's ripping up, so we might buy this dip in anticipation of it. Look at NVIDIA, team. Wow, dude. NVIDIA up to 450s. NVIDIA's still up to 458s. Look at NVIDIA rise here. So this is crazy. Look at NVIDIA's bounce. Finally starting to get a dip. See, we might be a little bit late. I'm going to add to this too. But we're going to get ready to cut it too if it can't hold. There we go. Retracing back up. All right, I took half off just to protect the trade because I can. We're going to take the rest off there too. Wait, what account is this? Okay, it's all good. Wait, where'd it go? Sorry, team. Still bouncing up. Watch NVIDIA here too. Look at Tesla, man. Just crazy price action here too. So many green candles. It's really sketchy to buy this dip right now, I think. Look at the rip of the highs again. Again, we're too up. We're too high up here for me, team. It's just too sketchy. BlackRock approval. I don't know. Is it? I mean, let me look. I would assume we would rip up more. Okay, so no. So Bitcoin is up after Cointelegraph reported, which reports that the SEC won't appeal the Grayscale court decision, which will likely pave the way for the first Bitcoin ETF in the US, right? That is what is up, right? That is why everything's up, because them not appealing Grayscale's decision leads to potential approval. That is why it's up. But the approval actually isn't actually here yet, right? So the approval is not actually here. That's what it is. Again, we got so many green candles here. I gotta wait for a pullback. Like, it's such a green open. So we got a little pullback here. Nothing quite yet for me to get interested in. All right, so we finally got a pretty large pullback now. All right, so again, we are trying to hold here. We got a little bounce, not quite enough yet to really do much. All right, so market ripped up and now it's finally pulling back a little bit. See if it continues to hold. All right, team. Again, we're watching the SPY hold. So let's see where we at right now. I'm trying to figure out where. We got a little cushion here. All right, so there's a turnaround in markets here. All right, big pop, bounce up. NVIDIA still breaking highs here. So again, we'll see if we get another little pullback. So we got some confirmation in the strength. Now we'll look for another pullback here. Again, here's the P&L in this account on the day. We are up about a 7-to-1 win-loss ratio. All right, so there's another little dip. I'm going to buy this dip now and then maybe scale in since we can take some larger risks here. So we built up a cushion, like a good cushion on the day. So like we could scale in, take larger risks. This is the regular emini. So we're going to add a little bit more. Try to get into maybe 2 to 4 contracts here on this big pullback. All right, so there we go, slightly green, and now another big dip here. So again, 2 to 4 contracts is what we're looking like. I'm gonna buy this too, and then we're gonna add some more. Man, just getting punished. All right, this is the last one. So there's 4 contracts. I don't think I'm gonna take 5. Again, we've got our big risk on the day, and if we keep breaking lows, we're gonna have to cut it. Very close to exiting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut it. So again, we're gonna take a small loss on the day. My cushion involves building up a cushion, and then if it doesn't work after we build up a cushion like that, you know, we have a small loss. Now this would have been an account destroying loss if we would have taken in our normal account, but luckily we built up a cushion, so now we're down small on the day. So we're gonna switch to a different account now, since like again the whole point of this system is to avoid big drawdowns, right? So like we want to avoid big drawdowns. That's the goal. And so in this other account, we've actually built up a nice cushion too. So I'll show you this. So if we look at our other account, we are up about 5 on this one. We've been kind of trading this one off stream. Tesla is just pulling back really heavy here, so we got to be careful. And the whole market looks like it's turning back down. So here's the Nasdaq. Nasdaq still looks very strong here. I'm going to take 1 contract at the Nasdaq. You know, again, we're already up about 500 on this account on the day, so I don't know if I'm going to take a lot of contracts at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq just moves much faster than other stuff too. So yeah, I don't think the ETF's actually approved BG. I think that they didn't appeal the grayscale decision, right? So I think they didn't appeal the grayscale decision. Man, market is turning all the way back down here too. Giving back all the gains we made on the day, unfortunately, on this big reversal here too. So again, you can kind of see what a big turnaround here. So we're only up about 160 in this one in the day. We're going to slow down and let things settle first now. Again, the goal is to build up a cushion, and we did. And so we didn't take huge losses relative to what they could have been. But like, some days are frustrating, and it looks like today's one of those days where we shoot up really big at the opening bell, and then basically in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes give it all back. But again, it's all good. Like I said, we make so much money in these accounts that it doesn't matter too much here. But yeah, disappointing to go from being up big to break even or small loss. But again, the whole point of the system, again, don't get it twisted. The whole point of the system is to avoid big drawdowns, and that's what we did. So could be worse. I'm not gonna get too upset because I guess we could be down big instead of break even. So with that said, though, my hands are off. I'm just gonna chill now and wait for things to settle because this price action is super volatile. Up big range, down big range. Also, guys, if you haven't already checked out my other sponsor, Chart Prime, we might look at some of Chart Prime signals today because, again, these are super reliable most of the time. Again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money. I can't guarantee they're going to work. Nobody can. They are a sponsor of mine. But again, I always kind of give this example. I back test them myself, right? And I back test them live so y'all can see like how accurate they can be. Right. So number one, this market oracle, this is one aspect of Chart Prime. It's a trading view indicator service you can use in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. Look at how much when you get these two close together, look at how reliable that is. Beautiful bounce. Beautiful bounce. Even just the reversal signals work. Look, reversal down drop, reversal down drop. This latest one called reversal down dip. We'll see if that one works. But again, just giving you some perspective on it. When we keep zooming back here, look at how much this works, right? Here's another example. Here's many examples of it where you get an engulfing candle and a reversal signal. Look, these two are pretty close to each other. Look at the beautiful down action you get. Bearish action for the next few hours, really into the next day. And again, this is just one of them. See, these aren't close enough together to really call it anything. And sometimes these engulfing candles, just the engulfing candles can predict the top. Look at the top called literally by that. But again, what we're looking for is a reversal signal and an engulfing candle showing up within like 3 candles of each other. And I haven't really seen any of those. Here's one. Here's the last one. And again, just to show you how accurate this can be, you can set on alerts too. I have alerts set on TradingView, but look, these two showed up basically in the same 10-minute period. Beautiful breakdowns here. Beautiful breakdowns. And again, we can keep going. These probably could be considered a win, but that's one of the ones that didn't work. But again, let's keep going back. Look, big breakdowns. Look, within the same period of time. Look at this. So that's what, 4 of them? Only one of them didn't work. That's 75% currently. And I think it's probably better than that too if you actually go back and back test it. Look, here's more. Multiple showing up together. Boom, bounce. And again, I challenge you to back test it. Look for a reversal signal and engulfing candle that shows up right around the same spot. And look at how accurate those can be. Again, they're powerful. And this is just a small piece. You can use this on stocks, crypto, Forex, futures, Tesla, Apple, whatever you want to do. I can also put up long or shorter term signals. I can put up chart patterns. I can put up oscillators, smart money concepts, just all these different things that are really useful. Like, look at this. Let's let them load. And I can use any time frame too. So look at buy, sell signals. It'll show me chart patterns, this oscillator. I can put up an hourly chart and look at it on that way as well. Again, it's a company called Chart Prime. It's a trading view indicator service. Again, pretty dope. Like, look, here's the chart pattern. Look at the flag pattern show up. And so again, if you want to check them out, they are a sponsor of mine. Definitely biased, but again, check them out right there. You get 40% off. Very cheap. It's like 40 bucks a month, 50 bucks a month. Yeah, again, I'm going to sit back and wait. I just don't want to push too heavy right now. I think it makes more sense to just chill. There's the Nasdaq. And I'll get this chart prime thing off my screen. But yeah, check them out. Great way to help support the channel. I'll put the link up in the description if you want. Here, I'll put the link up here to check them out if you want. You can get 40% off by using it. Yeah, it's just kind of a weird choppiness today, man. A really good open. Like, it looked really strong at the open. And then it just kind of fizzed out, unfortunately. Now it looks like a bearish trend, too. So, just kind of a fizz out. Nothing held, unfortunately. Slight bearish trend. Looks like weak now. Again, this is from Tesla mostly hitting the previous close and breaking down here too is what this is from. Yeah, I think that's a good. I mean, I don't know if it's a good move or not. Again, I'm kind of quiet right now. I just don't know what to get. Yeah, you can see on this account we're up like 200 on the day. It looks like a weak trend, but you can see Tesla running into the previous closing price too. Yeah, Bone. Here, man. I'm just gonna boot you out of here, dude. You just seem super negative, bro. So you're probably just sitting around waiting to criticize. So good day to you, sir. Have a good day. Again, we've been funded on multiple accounts. So we're just kind of sitting tight and waiting now. We might take some trades. Tesla back over the previous close. Ford? What's Ford doing? Ford's green today. Looks good. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All good, pawn. I had a bullish. Yeah, good day to you, sir. Yeah, you get some people who probably like they probably been banned here before, right? So like if you again, if you're like I'm trying to think of the most delicate way to put this. If you lack maturity and you don't have much going on in your life, you might sit around in the same stream and just look to, get weird. Again, it takes a very special type of person to have that type of pettiness, I think. But it's all good, man. It's all love here. I mean, I hate him forever, but it's all love. Tesla up there at 252s. We'll see if it holds. Again, over the previous closing price, Tesla basically holding the previous close. We're pretty flat on the day. Like the market's pretty neutral and sideways. Can I get a 15-minute ban? Your hat sucks. Ooh, that hurts, dude. That hurts me right here, man. Right here. Yeah, it's just a boring day. Again, we're green too on this account. We're red on the other account, slight red. But again, here's the day. So it's pretty flat on the day. We're up $200 here. Could be worse. 1.62 win-loss ratio. Large drawdown though, so like it's all good. Tesla earnings are not tomorrow. They are Wednesday, K. So they are Wednesday, I believe. All right, let me make sure. Yeah, so Wednesday earnings for Tesla. Yeah, the Tesla earnings are Wednesday evening on the 18th. Yeah, I mean, the Bitcoin ETF wasn't approved, bro. I saw a bunch of people saying that. Like, Bitcoin's probably going to fly way more on that spot ETF approval. It's probably going to go up way more than what it did. It went up to 30K, and that's great. What happened, again, just to cover this, right? What happened is not the spot ETF didn't actually get approved. What happened is that the SEC declined to appeal. They said they're not going to appeal the grayscale decision, which sets it up for a potential approval in the future, right? But it's not technically approved now. We're not technically approved yet. Instead, the road to approval is there, right? The road to approval is there. All right, guys. Sorry. Kirill's talking to me about something, but again, Tesla at 252s. So again, we're very flat right now. We're very neutral. There's just not much going on. Again, I just don't have any real directional bias right now. You know, we ripped up really big at the open, and then we gave most of it back on both the Nasdaq, Nvidia, and Tesla since the opening bell. Tesla is kind of straddling the previous closed red to green level, and so I don't really see any big edge right now, team. I just don't. I'll probably end up closing the stream down. I just don't see anything that necessarily looks good. And so again, if y'all have anything that y'all like right now, let me know. Anything moving right now, but this is too flat for me to be super comfortable and interested in, I think, right now, team. So again, if y'all got anything that looks good, let me know. Too little of an edge for me to really push. And again, y'all check out our sponsors. Check out Top Step if you want to try to get funded. We got funded in multiple accounts. Well, once you're funded, you get a 90% split. There's free funding coaches that'll help you get funded and like all these good resources at Top Step. So again, check them out. Link is in the description. The market's too flat for me to keep trading right now, so I'm going to go ahead and bow out. Tomorrow we got a bunch of stuff, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Love you all. Y'all be safe.